Now, I'll connect your second question to your first question. What I will do is explain what the future needs to look like, and then I'll reverse and tell you what you can do today.
Okay.
The future of Africa is one that we align ourselves by commodity and groups. So, Association of Manufacturers, Association of Textile Manufacturers, growers of cashew, cotton, across the continent, we need to unify ourselves because the opportunities can only be captured in volume.
Wow.
Okay. And now again, I just painted I'm painting a picture of the future where where all of these things that we're talking about, where it needs to get to. That's what China did. China grouped themselves in communities, industrial parks, industrial communities. And the reason is because, let's say, from a supply chain standpoint, if you are a distributor of cotton materials to the textile industry, it becomes more streamlined if you know all textile manufacturers are located in this region. You just be supplying them together, right? Everybody will pool their buying. So if you want to buy zips, if you want to buy button, because these things are real, never mind. It's because we've not seen what's going on. If somebody gives you a deal for 1 million pieces of singlets or a t-shirt, you are set for the next, you are set. And that's what China does. China comes, they seal the deal, and then they go back and they start working with each other.
Wow.
Because one person cannot fulfill that demand, but they have come. So let me give you another example in a small scale. I've said it before. Look at this thing,
Yes.
right? That I'm holding. Can you see?
Yeah.
This right here is what I demanded in 20. This is what everybody that came for my event physically in 2018, everybody got this. 2018 trade with Africa. But for me to it was manufactured in Nigeria because I wanted them, because I'm saying trade with Africa, but I wanted, because I'm in retail as well, I wanted them to walk away with something that came from Africa.
Yes.
But for me to produce this, the person, because it was hand woven, like this trade with Africa, they did the first sample, they turned it the wrong way. I say, no, turn it right. So I had to guide the person making it. But the important thing is that the person did not have the capacity to meet my demand. What did he do? I say, he said that you want my deal or you don't. I want this number produced by this so day. Can you? He couldn't. You know what he did? He called his fellow weavers in his community, called them together. Obviously, he did a deal with them. I'll give you this, I'll give you that. And they all came together. And the only thing they were weaving was this. They abandoned all their other projects. After me and him, we've agreed on the colors, how I want it, because each of the color was also hand painted, hand woven. I told him, I don't care how many people it takes. I just want this volume at this price. You go and figure it out.
Wow.
Till today, he keeps asking, madam, we can do more. We can do more. So that is just a small picture of what buyers are not looking to do the work for us. We have to say, okay, and that's what China does. Okay, you manufacture this, you manufacture. We all manufacture something similar. We can go we can promise and say we will produce 1 million pieces. I cannot produce this all by myself, but I'll give you 200. I'll give you this, I'll give you that, I'll give you that. And then we all produce to the specification of our international buyer and we ship it to them. The same brand, the same label. Who cares who produced this? You are eating food, you are feeding your family, I'm feeding my family.
It's good.
Right? Yes. That is what's going on. And that's why China can get big deals from this region. Now, that is the future.
Wow.
That's the future.
That's good.
The current right now that you can do right now in your community, again, when you see what we listed as opportunities, and we also share how you can map them. For example, Kenya is very good with textile.
Yes.
Right? Kenya is leading, not just in M-Pesa, in technology, but when it comes to what I have seen in textile manufacturing, Mauritius, Kenya is actually leading. But what's going on is that China is Kenya doesn't own the PO.
Wow.
China is using Kenya as a tier 2 manufacturer.
Wow.
What I mean by that is China owns the demand and the agreement. They are just producing it in China, in Kenya, and Kenya is just producing to the specification and then they ship it out. So you don't even know. You just package, you ship it out. Kenya doesn't own the deal.
Wow.
The opportunity with Kenya now is to go look and find their own deals, and that's where we can help in Nazaru.
Wow.
Is that we can bring deals to Kenya when it comes to textile. We know Kenya is leading on the continent. Never mind whatever. Ghana is trying, but no, you have to go and learn what Kenya is doing. And it's because of the Chinese investments in the textile space on the continent. So that's an opportunity right there, if it's global and then regional as well. Kenya should probably, those are things you should be training the rest of Africa to say, this is what we've done. We can help you jumpstart your textile industry. We can help you capture opportunities. So Kenya can actually lead if they do the right thing on the continent as well. They can also export their things to the rest of the continent. Unfortunately, they are not building brands. They are building capacity. They're not building brands. But let me tell the story. One of my
Yes.
mentors in Vietnam, the reason Vietnam today is a textile manufacturing headquarters is because they owed so much years ago when they were locked away from international trade. They owed so much money. They owed so much money to the old Soviets. And the only way they could pay, the negotiation they did to pay, was Soviets said, you will start manufacturing our military uniforms. You will start manufacturing. When you manufacture it to pay your bill. And when they finished manufacturing over years, they realized that they had built a fully operational textile manufacturing base. And they were like, if we can manufacture military uniform for Soviet army, we can do something for other people. And then the people that actually led this transformation 15 years ago in Vietnam, they were the people telling me that, Toyin, we had to be flying all over to global buyers and sealing deals and say, come, we can make. What do you want us to make? Give us the pattern. Give us the things. We will make it. That's how Vietnam today, you see made in Vietnam all over. And I think Kenya has to do it. But remember what I said, export promotion, investment promotion, that's where they're failing. They're not doing it. In 2018, one of our speakers actually worked on USAID in Kenya. They were part of mobilizing exports in Kenya. We actually showcased textile manufacturing in Kenya. We have the videos. I think maybe we've shared it on the community. I can reshare it again. But if you look at, maybe I need to create a topic on just textile manufacturing and then attach that video, because in our discovery section, in the remember the trade community, right? In our discovery section, we've actually tried to group content by topics, so that new people joining can quickly go in and they don't have to search, because on social media you share these things, they disappear. But we have tons of content as well. Now, your last question around technology. Yes, Kenya is leading in technology, but the biggest thing that is happening right now is training and human capital development. Is that the future of Africa, the young people, they don't have the skill set to support what we are saying. You talk about blockchain, talk about AI. Like, I have a technology background, so this is something I'm passionate about, and I've done some pitches and to investors. Training our young people in Africa to perform digitally online, to pursue trade opportunities online. Online is the way of the future, but our young people, they have to be trained. So remember in Abodeji that we featured during the trade summit, is business, the one that Mark Zuckerberg put 24 million in. All they do is they equip Africans with technology skills that are of international standard, and then they place them to actually serve and support international brands. That's what India did. India grew just out of technology alone. So that's that right there. How do we equip, not charity, as a business, how do we equip the future of the world in technology skills? Because the world is moving. We see AI, blockchain, we see all these things. The world is moving. The world is moving. The question is, we're talking about Africa bringing on another billion people in the next 30 years. That billion people that are going to be born, would they be productive or would they be a nuisance? When I say nuisance, we all know what's going on with migration challenges for the
Yes, yes.
youth, where people think the opportunities are not on God. So this is an urgent cry. And that's why on our framework platform, we also included human capital development is a viable commercial opportunity as well. How do you just design it? So I hope that helped, sir.
It really helps. Very great information. You say there are two um, problems in trade in Kenya. Just repeat them, please. The two challenges.
So when it comes to human capital development in terms of equipping the youth,
Yes.
and Bishop, I know, you and I were, people may not know, but on Sunday we also have a show where
Yes.
that your show
Yes.
on the continent, and what's the title again? Path to Wealth for Africa. So on
Yeah.
Sunday we'll be doing that, but you have a lot of young people that follow your work and follow you.
Yes.
Really,
Yes.
the key is part of like what I'm doing right now is how do you lift their skill up? How can they compete right now? I do deals, I do things with China online. When you just go online and you say, Kakaka, I want this, you see young 20, 18-year-old in a
Wow.
savvy way engaging with me. Okay, what do you need? This is what we can do. We will and they are so quick. They are
Wow.
so quick and trade, and they are being paid. They are earning
Yeah.
dollars.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are earning dollars doing this work.
Yeah.
You just say, oh, they will just say, oh, this is my PayPal, this is my Western, and you will send the money to them because they are earning money. That's
True.
what we're talking. So, but our people, you see them Twitter. You can spend January to December on Twitter
Instagram.
and be talking trade and not be a part of it.
Wow. That's
Yes,
so that's so true. I remember sometimes you call Bank of America, somebody tells you, hey, my name is so and so Shah in India, or PayPal, somebody is in somewhere in China.
yeah,
So
the
you're
world is
very true.
moving. The world is
Yeah,
moving. The world is moving. The world I
yeah,
come from, this is slow. The
yes,
world I left to be doing this is like I'm trying to usher us. Come, come, come. We've seen the future. Is
yeah,
so savvy. The systems that we built, there is live auction. Live auction. What it means, okay, we built systems where we put out there we want to buy XYZ live, and we open the window for 2 hours. You can bid 2 hours within the next 2 hours. You can bid for our business.
Wow.
So, and when you are live, we have this monitoring graph where it is showing who is bidding what price, and they are bidding against each other. I can produce it. I can produce 1,000 for this price. The next person from another country will say, no, I will beat you. And then we will just sit down because we are the one, again, we are the buyer.
yeah,
We will see that we say we want to buy plastic. So, for example, the plastic bag that when you go into a store that they give you, there is no manufacturer in the world anywhere that can ever produce the volume that is used in retail. No manufacturer. So that deal is divided up into hundreds of deals with suppliers all over. But guess what? The people that capture those opportunities, they are online because the
Wow.
RFI, the RFQs are online. That's the system I built and I supported. Is the global sourcing platform. Is that they will tell you on so days we will be bidding for plastic suppliers, and this is the specification of the plastic, this is the number quantity, this is our starting bid, and then they'll give you 2 hours window. They will just sit down and we will watch. We would have done a pre-qualification. We would have filtered through who we will bring on the system. And we just sit down. Just see 10 suppliers bidding against each other. One will say $10. One will say no to that. No, no. And then you see them falling off. They say, no, 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 I can't do that deal. I can't pay my staff. Then they'll fall off. They'll fall off. They'll fall off. The person who stands last will be like, hey, I just got the deal. No, they will take all those things. They will crunch the number. So there is even analytics that we will now go through. We will now do research on their factory, on their because we don't want to associate with any factory that is doing child labor, that is doing this qualification. Because when things like Bangladesh happens and the factory crashes and kills people, they will say which suppliers in the world was working with this uncertified factory, and it creates this noise. So
yes,
this thing is real. So that world, I'm telling you, we have all kinds of auctions. We have Dutch auction, we have reverse auction, we have forward auction, and each of those auctions, they have different terminologies. One could be we're starting from the top top bid, meaning we are not going to pay more than this, and we want to beat it down, and we want to find the supplier that can go the lowest bid with us. Another one is reverse. We're starting with the least price, and we're going to be raising it until we say, okay, no, we are not bidding anymore. So the world I'm coming from,
Wow.
my people, you are listening. The world I'm coming from, the world has moved on. Oh, the world has moved on.
Right.
So,
You're right.
the world has moved on. So that's why, for me, having worked in that space of leading such sophisticated platform and scale, I'm like, wait a minute, China, Latin America, Italy, I'm like, wait a minute. And the reality is, they also built like an airport for the suppliers, and you see them coming with their samples, and I'm like, hey, wait a minute, there are 1 billion Africans. Where are they? Wait a minute. I see Latina. I see India. I see. Hey. We also produce things now. And that's why the very first Trade with Africa Summit, I brought it to the doorstep of the biggest buyers in the world.
Wow.
And they were in the room. But guess what? We were in the room, they were in the room, but we did not have the skill to engage with them. That is it. We were in the room, they were in the room, they were listening to us. They were in the room, I interviewed them, the biggest buyers, but we weren't ready. And to fully disclose to you guys privately, I have opportunities on the books of buyers ready for Africa. The challenge is on us.
Wow. Wow.
Because they said, Toyin, you know what we are looking for. When you find it, bring it. When you find it, bring it. But the reality is, what we are looking for is volume, is simplification. Buyers, they are looking for future partners, not all these small things we're carrying around. Again, that's the future. I'll bring it back home. The reality is that branding, storytelling, and training is something we have to do. And I see another question. Oh, wow, time is going really fast. So thank you, sir. I look forward to our Sunday engagement where we'll be joining your panel in Nairobi, Kenya. And hopefully I can share 1 or 2 things that would help move us forward.
Tony, I just wanted to also just make a small contribution on your last presentation.
Please.
See, if you look at those who are always invited to the table, they are important in the various countries where they come from, but the actual people who are supposed to be doing the work are not those who actually come to the table. So I think that in the future, what you may need to do is, after hosting the summit with the top people, you should find a way of getting to the down to deal with the grassroots, because they are actually those who call the shots. Our top people are just there to sign the deal. So I think, yeah, let's be looking towards that as well. Thank you very much.
No, thank you, sir. So I see Sir Akin Sanda. Did I say your name well? You now have the floor.
Yes, you did.
Please go on.
Hi, Toyin, and hi, everyone. Thank you for the wonderful presentation. Quite enlightening to me. I'm a lawyer, and I've always read about the AGWA Act and all this, and the African Continental Free Trade Agreements. But like Mr. Abdullahi said, I think the disconnect has always been, how do you leverage it to the people that matter? Not so much the policymakers, but the people that need to get engaged.